This video need not be too long, but we actually do have ourselves a trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yeah, all that talk about Kirill Marchenko and a supposed move to add a really nice winger piece to Montreal. Turns out that's not what the Canadiens and the Blue Jackets were talking about, because this is the trade that we have. Montreal has dealt Luke Tuch to Columbus for Hunter McKown. Both of these guys spent their seasons in the AHL, and both are pending RFAs. Kent, we meant a 2C in Montreal, not in Laval, man. Alex says this is a blockbuster move. We don't need to do anything else. Tuch for McKown, both prospects on life support. Tuch D's nuts? Okay, yeah, that makes sense, eh? This is definitely the most important Tuch to have gotten traded in the past 24 hours, isn't it? Luke Tuch was a Montreal Canadiens draftee, second round, 47th overall back in 2020. He is the younger brother of newly acquired Washington Capital Alex Tuch. And Luke was a guy that spent a good amount of time developing in the Boston University Terrier system in the NCAA. He was drafted out of the NTDP, was pretty alright over there, but then really came into his own by the time his senior year rolled around in college. He spent 2 seasons with Laval, each posting up 14 points, and the decline in points per game was quite evident when you look at 14 points in 44 games versus 14 points in 68 games. Now, I'm not going to lie, I haven't really been watching too much Laval hockey this season, and when I have been, it was mostly to pay attention to David Reinbacher. So Luke Tuch was never really on my radar as somebody that was worth paying attention to. And I guess it makes sense because now the Montreal Canadiens are sending him out over to the Blue Jackets. In exchange, Montreal is getting Hunter McKown, a 23-year-old who is turning 24 in August. Tuch, by the way, already turned 24. So these guys are the same age, essentially. McKown was an unsigned free agent prospect that inevitably found himself in the Cleveland Monsters system after playing some years in college. He was pretty good for Colorado College in the NCAA, and he even had a small cup of coffee with the regular Blue Jackets at the end of the 22-23 season. The next 3 years saw McKown spend his days in the Cleveland Monsters organization, posting up 24, 31, and 25 points, with this most recent 25-point stint being in 63 games played. 2 guys that are RFAs, 2 guys that don't really have too much of a shot at being anything substantial at the National Hockey League level. Obviously, it would be cool if one of them, or both of them really, proved me wrong in saying that. But at the end of the day, this does seem to be a minor trade of minor trades. Tuch is a left wing, McKown is a center right wing, so I guess there is some center potential down the middle in Laval. But with that said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel about this trade? Luke Tuch for Hunter McKown. It is a Blue Jackets and Canadiens swap. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.